My name is Eric Kimani, and I am the principal founder of PalmHouse Foundation.
My name is Margaret Munene. I'm a co-founder of the PalmHouse Foundation and also a trustee.
PalmHouse Foundation is an education trust whose mission is to finance the secondary education of needy and deserving students and mentor them through life so that they can change their own circumstances, eventually that of their families, and eventually our own country.
We ran a dairy processing company in Githunguri, which we started in 1996. And when we started our company, Githunguri's rural Kenya, we kind of stood out. And therefore, when the people around us had issues, they came to us. We deal with close to 500 farmers. And those farmers also, when they had issues, especially school fees, they came to us and they asked that we lend them money so that they can take their children to school and we recover from their milk. These farmers actually exposed us to the need and to the fact that a peasant farmer in rural Kenya, when they have a bright child, it's not very easy for them to get enough fees to take these children to school.
So we thought, why don't we set some money aside as a family business, that was PalmHouse Dairies then, and support 3 students who meet a certain criteria for the 4 years. Then we can see success and impact. So we announced in Githunguri that we will be picking 3 students and we will be interviewing. And the day we first did the interview, we had about 100 people interviewing for 3 positions. And we were so overwhelmed, we took 6 students.
It was a situation where you felt you could almost take everyone. But you see, we had money only for 3. When we took them, it's just that we were so emotional. Like, I remember there is one girl who had already repeated twice. And the parent just said, oh, we didn't get the bursary, so you're going to repeat again. And the girl just threw herself on the ground and she became hysterical. She said she was going to kill herself. So we were like, it's okay, you come. Don't kill yourself. Wait until tomorrow, we'll talk to you. So we took the 6, and therefore we decided that we would go around talking to our friends and telling them about the need of the 3, because the other 3 we had money.
That was 2002. And the following year, we brought on board 3 friends, and we said, listen, if we go around and pick a few students who are needy and meet this criteria, and you look for 100,000, I look for 100,000, we could educate a little more students through this. With the help of these 3 other friends, we took 10 students.
During my class 7, class 6, my father was transferred to my school because he was sick and he couldn't be able to walk all the way to the first school that he was teaching first. So when he came to our school, we were worried. But what worried us more is when he got now bedridden. We didn't know, but he had throat cancer, and that is what succumbed him to his death. I remember on the Wednesday when my dad passed on, that day I was with him the whole time, the whole day. And I told him that I had gotten the scholarship. And he was so happy, and he told me with Kimani's hands, he didn't know his first name, but in Kimani's hands, you're safe. And it's fortunately or unfortunately that he died knowing that I was in PalmHouse Foundation's hands, so he knew my education was secured.
Then I thought, why don't we challenge ourselves? Why can't we do this thing for the whole country and look for more money? The need looks so great, so big. I thought to myself and told my friends, what if we set up a formal structure, set up a foundation, register it with the Trust Act and the NGO board, and then go out to Kenyans and tell them, look, let's pull resources together and educate these students. And that's what we did. 2004, we went national. National meant that we were going to select from everywhere in this country. And from that year to this day, 14 years later, we still select on a national basis.
My husband's been involved with PalmHouse since its inception. For a number of years we supported in various ways, financially, mentoring and the like. And for me, PalmHouse is God in action. It's God's people walking the talk and making a difference.
My name is Edmund Mudibo, PalmHouse trustee since 2004 to date. PalmHouse Foundation exists to provide opportunity at equalizing the nation with education, appreciating that education is the vehicle that unlocks the potential of students in a country. PalmHouse Foundation was formed to provide that opportunity to the disadvantaged youth in this country who are bright but needy. Our process of selection is one that is tested through time. The process actually starts before the interview. In any one given year, we already have the number of students that we would like to take. Before we take you on board, we already have either your school fees in the bank or secured. So we will not struggle with you midstream. That way, the challenges that a student had pre-secondary education, being chased for fees or similar, doesn't arise.
Just to limit the number of applicants, because we don't have resources to do this for everyone, we put a cutoff mark. So for example, in the last 2 years, a student to get into our program, it doesn't matter who or what, it has to be a minimum of 370 points. All an admission to a national school. Number 2 is you must show circumstances that unless PalmHouse helps you, you will not be able to afford that school. And of course, the other criteria is that it must be supported by the people where you come from. The local people must certify that you come from those villages in Kenya. So once you meet those criteria and admission to those schools, we pay for your school fees for 4 years.
And through the help of the PalmHouse Foundation, I have achieved my dreams, and I know that my dreams are varied, and I thank God for this far.
I would like to tell the PalmHouse Foundation that I am very, very grateful for everything they have been doing for me. I can't really explain it, but I am thankful, very, very thankful that they gave me hope.
PalmHouse naweza iambia tu asante sana, kwa sababu kama si yao sijui hata ningekuwa wapi.
Jina langu ni Sylvia Amuria, naenda shule ya wasichana ya Turkana. Nimefurahi siku ya leo kwa PalmHouse Foundation wamenisaidia. Mzazi angeweza kunilipia shule hiyo, lakini nimefurahi sana.
Mimi Eli Nyongeza, naenda Lodwar Boys High School. Nasikia vizuri, nitafanya bidii na nitasaidia wale ambao hawajiwezi.
My name is Diana Achiko, and I was admitted at Rocho Girls High School, and I'm happy to be beneficiary at PalmHouse Foundation, and I give thanks to them for they become a great hope to a great future.
Mimi kama ningekosa hii sponsorship, I don't think if I could proceed with my education. I had no any other plan to proceed with my education if I lacked this sponsorship. I'm very happy and I thank God. I shall put more effort and I shall work extra hard to achieve my best. Asante sana PalmHouse Foundation. Asante, thank you.
Thank you PalmHouse Foundation for making my dreams come true.
So many people miss the joy of giving. People think it's a religious hype when you say that what you give comes back to you. There is absolutely no doubt in my mind, not a shred of doubt, that truly what you give comes back to you in big measure. It's not about the amount of money you give. It's about the heart itself.
And it's okay to give back and to do those kind of things. And that's the spirit that's kept me involved in this organization since the very first student that we sponsored back when we were General Motors East Africa. One of the most pure things that never seems to go even off course a little bit is this PalmHouse Foundation.
In the country in which we live, where the needs of society are so many, we must be socially responsible. We must support the community in which we operate. As has been said today, whatever you give, I think, comes back to you in many different ways. I think today we have heard of young children who have been supported and have ended up being very good employees for those organizations who sponsored them. So I think it's a social responsibility. I think PalmHouse Foundation is also very accountable. So as you give your money, you are sure that every single shilling that you give will go to the intended beneficiary.
You know, Eric said that in 10 years he wants to see a fund of $1 billion. So endowment fund of $1 billion. Now, if that happens, just imagine the number of lives it will change. So at 15, it has changed, right? We were told that there are 870 students who are benefiting right now. In another 10 years, it will not be 870, it could be 8,000. And that will make a tremendous difference.
If you want to work with us, come and work with us. But more importantly, do something for somebody else. That's my parting shot. And until you learn to do that, you'll never discover yourself fully. Open your heart and do something for somebody, and come back to me and write me an email or a message a year from now or two. Tell me it didn't help you. It will help you.